10 a.m. in Berlin, and we're talking to Frédéric de Goldschmidt, art collector and Instagram enthusiast, live with us now, and hopefully share some insights and shows us what he's been distracted by and his latest acquisitions. And I don't know, with a gallery on Tuesday, which I'm excited about.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Frédéric. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Let me just adjust this phone because it's always, yes. Okay, yes, here it is.
I still don't have a tripod, you know. I tried to buy one, but it's still, you know, that's why I'm shaking. And
Well, if you would see what it is, it's just my computer, which is holding the phone against a drawer of a desk. So it's really very, very shaky.
I lean my phone.
We have to find confinement methods for everything. We have to find new ways of doing things.
I lean my phone against, if it's in the gallery, against the Lisa Carter sculpture, which is quite
nice.
functional.
Yeah. That's very chic. It's a Will Benedict behind me. He's an American artist based in Paris, I think.
Vienna.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know if still, I remember him from 10 years ago. He was in Vienna teaching at the Academy of Fine Arts. Great painter. Okay. It's kind of conceptual painter, right?
Yes, it's conceptual painter, but there's some wheat in the middle. You know, it's wheat. I don't know how you call that. It's some kind of plants. So it's kind of nice in the spring. I think that this time of year with the spring and with the confinement, we need to see more of nature.
Can you show us? Would be interesting to see.
Yeah, of course. Yes, I think we should be. How can I see? You see, it's kind of in the middle. It's kind of golden, and it's a 3-part. It's made in 3 parts, actually. It's different.
Can you flip the camera and look from a different perspective?
Maybe.
Perfect.
Yes, here it is. Yes, you see.
Yeah.
So it's in different. It's in 3 elements.
So when is this work? Like a couple of years ago?
This work is from 3-4 years ago, I would say.
You want to take us around a little bit and show us?
No. Now that I've kind of managed to do this little installation, I think that will be it for it for today.
Okay.
That will be good. It's holding now. It's good. It's
so,
really
Frédéric,
good.
what's your outtake on the situation right now? Where do you see things heading? How do you see the market developing?
I am, how would I say? Currently, I'm taking kind of a little kind of, let's say, consolidation kind of phase. I'm spending a lot of time working on my inventory and on the computer, kind of matching, kind of trying to see what I have in on the walls and in the stock and in and on the computer. So I think that this might take a little time, not only for me but for other people. And I think that people might travel less, of course. That's kind of a lot of people say that, and it was something that has been said for a long time. And maybe concentrating more on their on what they have and on what's available locally. This is how I would see things. I think that galleries, artists, collectors should first, after this crisis, try to stick together locally. Because you know what's happening in Berlin, you know what people need in Berlin. You will be, I think, better to help in Berlin. I think that I know better what's happening in Brussels. I know who will need more help. So I think that what may happen would be kind of going from a more of a consumerist maybe attitude to something more help, more care, more local support.
That's interesting. That's a little bit also what Lee Edelkort, the trend scientist, kind of thinks that a lot is going to be do-it-yourself,
Yeah.
very collective, more community-driven. And tell me, so I understand you're using the time to revisiting your collection, going through past acquisitions, and kind of getting a better idea with a certain distance to.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not with the more distance. It's more with the. It is something that I've been kind of trying to do for years, and that I've never done really properly. Is like having a proper kind of professional inventory, kind of, and with kind of matching kind of everything, kind of to know exactly where is everything, to check that I have all the dimensions, the price, everything, and the images, because I was at when everything happened, in the middle of preparing an exhibition that was supposed to open next week in Brussels at the same time as at Brussels, and that will be that has been kind of postponed first until June, and which will be actually cancelled. I think that this is not official yet, but it is
not
very
postponed.
likely. It is likely to be announced that it's going to be cancelled, like a lot of all these public events, like all these music festivals, in film festivals in France and all that are cancelled until the end of July or the end of August. So probably end of June will not work. So probably it's going to be cancelled. And so this exhibition that I'm kind of preparing now with the help of my friend curator Grégory Lang is going to probably take place later in the year, kind of at the end of the middle of winter, and this is allowing me to look at all the works to try to decide on the themes, on the groups, and kind of so it's a nice moment.
And tell me, the collection will be solely sourced from your collection. It will be
yes, solely from my collection. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And can you give us a little bit of an outlook already, what we can expect from that exhibition, even though it's not clear when it will happen?
The idea of the exhibition was to select works that would have appealed to Alighiero Boetti. Alighiero Boetti is one of my favorite artists. I have several works of his in my collection. So of course the works will be these works will be in the collection, and we are trying to make kind of to select themes and groups of works that he would probably have liked to curate. It's a little bit like the idea would be to try to imagine myself in the ourselves with Grégory in the eyes of Alighiero Boetti, looking at my collection and saying, "Oh, this is something that is interesting. Let's try to." So there are different groups of works. One group of works which will deal with time, which is really important in Boetti's work. One group of works which will deal with order and disorder, which was something that he was very keen on.
Yeah.
There was also a section on more on travel, on politics, which was something that he was not so keen about. But it would be interesting to know how our artists consider themselves part or not of the political life and of the civic life.
Wow, sounds wonderful. Yeah, Boetti is also one of my big heroes. It's very poetic and conceptual and a little romantic also. I really
exactly.
Like, yes. Yeah, I really like Boetti. So that sounds amazing. And are you also, will you find digital ways also because probably even if this exhibition will take place this year, probably travel will be quite limited.
Travel is going to be limited, of course, and I would say unnecessary travel. But there are things that cannot happen online, which I think will always take place in real life, maybe with less people, but I myself have found a little bit difficult these days to follow everything which is happening online, and I have not spent that much time. But of course it will happen, and there will be a website, and one thing also that I'm working on, which I didn't consider as that I didn't see as important, strangely enough, was a book. So I'm already working on the publication at the same time as we're working on the exhibition, which would not have happened should the exhibition have taken place next week. But now that we know what works are going to be in, we can take the time to photograph them, to write something, and books may be back. I don't know if people don't travel, they may and they may want also to keep a more real kind of memory than just having something online. I don't know.
No, but that's interesting what you say. We were
thinking.
planning. Yeah, but you're right. We were planning a big exhibition in the entrance hall of Art Cologne with solely female sculptures by female artists of the last decade. And this would have happened like next week. And now it will be November. So we have so much time to work on this more precisely that we are using the time to publish a real catalog and being more precise and getting in depth and being finding referential works to contextualize the work and finding a good author to write about it. So I also think there are some there are some upsides in terms of slowing the whole industry down, and I don't know, everything we have to think twice what we really need to do. And
but you always do that. You've always done that. You've always kind of published nice books. You always like to publish nice catalogs. So it's something that I guess you will not stop with these times.
No, but I think that some things we don't do because you just think twice now. You know, if you really need to do this or that, especially internationally right now. And so, how's your when you said you are not really? I mean, the offerings on the digital realm are like overwhelming. You know, everybody thinks he's a TV host like me. So you said you didn't really looked at so many things, but is there something you could recommend us, or where you think this is interesting to
I think
to
that's
look at?
what the only thing that I've really done, and what I think it is the most interesting is when galleries and museums have opened their film and their video archives, because this is something that you don't that I'm personally seldom take the time to do, either when I'm in shows, in fairs, and of course these days we have much more time to spend half an hour or an hour and a half. And I would, for instance, recommend the video offering of Wheels, which is my kind of local art center, which is this really kind of really important institution in Brussels, directed and curated by Dirk Snowart. Yes. And every week they have a new offering of films from their or videos, not from their collection because they don't have a collection, but from artists that have been part of previous shows.
Projects. Yeah, no, that's a good recommendation. Because Wheels has an amazing program. Yeah. It's a really interesting.
And galleries who are doing who are more doing this than trying to sell their inventory, I think are pretty are doing a good thing. For instance, there is by chance it coincides with their current show, but Bernier Eliades, from Athens,
of course, Yeah.
And Brussels, they have a show now with Bob Wilson, and they are showing on their website two of his videos. One is lasts like I don't know how many minutes. It's just it is an elk in the forest with snow around, kind of, who is filmed kind of still for I don't know 15 minutes or something like that, and that's the kind of thing that you can do now, because we have more time to kind of do things and kind of reflect on things. We waste less time kind of dressing up, showering. I don't know, maybe I've used like 3 shirts since the last 2 months. So we can do things a bit more quietly.
Yeah, interesting. I have the feeling I have less time than before. Because also the communication is so difficult, and
let's say we do different things. I consider that I'm as active, but I do different things, and maybe concentrate on things which are more useful. We don't actually need to spend that much time kind of traveling from one art opening to the other.
To the other one, yeah.
But so we'll see what happens next, if we kind of still decide that it's worth doing, or if we concentrate more on more private, intimate, local considerations.
Frédéric, there are some questions I want to take in.
Sure.
Here are you working with curators or advisors?
So I'm usually not working with curators or advisors, even though I'm happy to listen to curator or advisors' advices. But on this show that I'm doing now with my collection, I'm working, yes, with a friend of mine called Grégory Lang, who is a French guy based in Brussels. And but in the past, or in the current kind of situation, I don't have, let's say, a kind of a resident curator or a resident advisor. But if someone tells me, oh, you should look at this artist, and if I like her or him, of course, the curator or advisor will get some reward.
Are you in an intensive exchange with other collectors, like-minded collectors?
Not much, no. I prefer the company of artists than the company of collectors.
I was bringing a collector once to the Schaulager opening, and
yes.
To Maya Öri, and said to Maya then, because they're very strict on who they let in. And then I said, but Maya, that's a fantastic collection here from there and there. And then she said, I don't really have interest in other collectors. I'm more interested in dealers. Because I need like art supply, I don't care what. I found that a very interesting.
Some fellow collectors can be of value and interest in art fairs, or during kind of busy opening nights to share advice on who to on where to go and where not to go. So when you start to know a little bit each other's taste, for instance, I don't have the same taste usually than my let's say, not all the time with my fellow Belgian collector Alain Servet, but we know each other's taste, and we can say, oh, you should go to this opening, you should go to this opening. So, but that's as far as we usually go. So what is that question? Do you follow the artist that you bought? So, Rui Calçado Bastos. Hello, Rui. How are you? You would like me to get more works from you? Why not?
As an artist you collect.
It is an artist that it is an artist that I collect, and I'm very unfaithful, I would say, regarding artists, and usually I am interested by the work, and then I will be interested by another work that will kind of remind me of some of the previous work, you see, and it will go kind of work by work, more than following artists. But I would say that maybe that's something that is going to change in the new time, because as I'm saying that we'll probably focus more on galleries we know, on cities we know, on artists we know. So maybe I will be more faithful. Mm-hmm. Where can we find the Wills video platform? I think that you should go on the Wills website, and I'm pretty sure that that should be easy to do. But we can, I can post it on my I will post something on my Instagram. By the way, I haven't done any Instagram since I haven't posted anything on my account except stories since the 6th of March. So it is a long time. So maybe it will be a good time.
Perfect. It's good to open up with Wheels again.
To start. Are you buying at the moment? Where I have not really been to any of the viewing rooms of Art Basel Hong Kong or everything that these galleries have done. I have bought only one. I have only bought one, actually two works from these kind of online solicitations and online viewing room, from a young Polish artist who was in a residence with Krinzinger, and so I knew the artist, I knew the work. It was cheap. And I felt that at the moment it's kind of nice to. I visited his studio. I thought it was a nice thing to kind of support a residency program. It's an established gallery, but who kind of helps young artists also. So I think that this is the right this was the right thing to do at the moment. Can you recommend a good book? Strangely enough, a lot of people have tell me that they are reading much more. I have not been able to do that, I would say, yet. Probably because my only readings now have been catalogs of Boetti's exhibitions, and so I don't think I'm going to recommend the catalogs of Boetti exhibition.
Maybe you can recommend the one which you think is the most substantial one, because there's so many. Which do you think is the best Boetti book?
The best, the most interesting Boetti books for me was one that was the easiest to find would be the catalog of the exhibition, which was at MoMA and Tate, which has different essays of different people on Boetti. This was the one which was most useful. But then there was another one which was in French, which was actually pretty good. But I don't have it with me. So let's go to the next question. Are you
also include? But it's an exhibition fully. It's exclusive your collection, or will there be also other loans in it?
Only my collection.
Only your collection. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Because Tatiana Trouvé, she did a lot of works in homage to Bate.
Yeah, but so we need to buy the work. And
Sometimes we need a sales pitch here, you know.
Yeah. You're not losing north, as we say.
Exactly.
As we say. Yes,
Cool,
because many
Frédéric.
artists have been inspired by Bate. For instance, Jonathan Monk has been very much inspired by Bate, and of course there will be a nice Jonathan Monk in the show. Yes, yes, you have. Excuse me.
Oh no, I just wanted to thank you, and I really look forward to this Bate also. I think he's still an artist which has not, even though he's of course very important, but I don't think he's still got the attention he deserves, even with as you mentioned, had big important shows at MoMA and Tate, but not in the wider. He's not as popular as he deserves. You know, I think he's on a du champion level. So I'm really much looking forward to the show. As soon as you know when it's happening, please tell me so I can also share it here with my audience. And,
yeah, of course.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
And thanks for
Johan,
also posting the wheels info.
Yes, I will post the wheels info in the story, or maybe directly to the person. Can I have a way to get his or her contact from the question?
Yeah, one
maybe
second.
You can send it to me by direct.
Yeah,
by
I think
direct
it will be
message,
gone.
so
It will be gone when. Yeah, it's
yes, LUMVN. Let me make a screenshot. Okay, I will send you by direct message the link to the Wills platform.
Ah, here's one. Here's another one. Interesting. I saw you visited Palazzo Monte in Brescia. What do you think about residency?
Residency for artists, yes, of course, are very important, and I think this is something that will continue, and that goes in what I was saying about kind of focusing more on local things, kind of helping artists. If collectors want to spend as much time and money kind of going to fairs to discover new people, because actually you don't necessarily need to discover as many people. You can maybe concentrate by helping kind of people that you've like already to develop projects and to support their practice in different ways than acquiring works, because of course the first kind of mission of a collector is to support artists, but there are different ways of supporting artists. You can support artists by buying works, which of course will also benefit gallerists, but you can also help them directly by inviting them in residencies or attending the residencies and trying to support their works in other ways. What do you think, Johan, about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's. I know from my artists that they can be not really effective. You know, you get somewhere for a place, and then you have to find. You know, it's not, sometimes it depends on the level of the. Like, if artists really want to get things done and they need a certain infrastructure, you know, beginning with internet or fabrication possibilities. So I'm not so sure if it really applies. And then it also kind of excludes a lot the ones who have kids, you know, who are like go to school, unless it's a one which is for a longer program. Mm-hmm. But I think what you mentioned with the gallery, I think it's you know, I'm doing these open calls and also sometimes these ask me anything questions. And what I notice is that I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a gallerist, but the question number one, and also like, for example, the question number one is how to get a gallery. And I know my uncle has a bookshop chain and for art books. And one of the best-selling titles is a kind of a self-help book. It says how to find a gallery. And I think that artists need someone who advocates for them and is kind of a spokesperson, and maybe also looks after business and consulting and a little bit of managing. So I do think if you buy from a gallery, you support, of course, the gallery, and you support the artist, but you with supporting the gallery, you support also other artists. So I think that our ecosystem, is very because most of the smaller galleries, they usually live of 1 or 2 artists, but they show, I don't know, 10 or 15 or 20. But then often the case is they only have 1 or 2 profitable artists, which co-finances the rest of the gallery. And
of course, yes.
so that's why I think it's
this is why I mentioned the initiative of Kritzinger with these younger artists, which is a good thing, because they're kind of large artists somehow kind of subsidize this residency in which they invite some younger artists.
And that's a residency in Sri Lanka?
No, Kritzinger in Vienna.
I know, but but and you know, she has also a residency in Sri Lanka.
Oh, okay, I don't know if it's the.
It's fantastic. I've been there by coincidence. Sri Lanka. Kritzinger has a small house in Sri Lanka where she sends artists to.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Yes.
Yeah, super nice. Super, Frédéric. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I hope to see you in real life soon.
Absolutely, yes. That will certainly happen somewhere. Okay, goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Bye.